Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I garden in Zone 8B. Today I'm going to do a kitchen garden tour for you and also a flower garden tour. I'm going to show you how everything is doing, what is doing good, what's not doing so good, and what's in bloom and what's not. And also we're going to plant some pumpkin seeds and some corn for the fall. So my lemon balm here is doing really good. It is definitely filling up that pot, and so is my mint. But let's take a look at here. This garden bed here, I have tomatoes and bell peppers growing in here. My bell peppers seem to be taking off really well. You can see a lot of flowers, and I also have some bell peppers growing. The tomatoes have been doing really well. These are all celebrity tomatoes. See, I think I have one here that I can pick that looks pretty ripe. It's small, but it's ready. This is my other bed with tomatoes and bell peppers as well. Yeah, I see a lot of flowering of some peppers. So I think I'll have another set of peppers coming through. But otherwise, everything looks like it's doing really well. My celery, surprisingly, is doing really well in this heat, but we have been getting a lot of rain, which has been helping. I went ahead and put my red ghost peppers in this grow bag here because they weren't really thriving in the raised bed. I think it was just too crowded, but I feel like they've definitely gotten a little bit bigger. So hopefully I can get some ghost peppers out of these before the summer ends. My collard greens are actually looking like they're getting bit up by something. So I don't know if, well, these new leaf sets that are coming through look okay. So I don't know, I might have to pull those out. I probably will pull those out and get some new ones started. There's my cucumbers. They're growing pretty well. It's vining. Over here, I actually have some cucumbers that are ready. I'm going to go ahead and just pull these out, just because I want it to focus this energy on giving nutrients to the rest of these. So this one looks pretty good as well. I did put more kale in this pot here, but I'm also going to grow some in seed starting trays and then transplant them later on in the fall into the raised beds. This is an okra plant that I grew from seed just by direct sowing the seed, and it looks like it's doing pretty well. These are also some tomatoes. I pulled out some of the suckers, hoping that I can regrow tomatoes for my fall garden in here, but we'll see how they do. I've never done that before, so it's all an experiment. That's another tomato that I have growing back here. This is a Whopper. It hasn't produced anything yet, but I think it will soon because I see some flowers. Right here I have my habaneros. These were also in the raised bed, but I think it was too crowded, so I went ahead and put them in these grow bags, which I do think they are looking a lot better. But again, I don't know if I'm going to get any production out of them because We are in July, mid-July. What's today? July 19th. So I don't know if I will get any out of them, but we'll see. I do have a lot of sage here, but I'm going to go ahead and cut some off so that it could keep growing. Lemongrass is doing really well as well. I love growing lemongrass. It just smells so good and it tastes so good in tea. Look at that. We have some pollinators in action right now. This is wonderful. I do have a giant one right here that I'm gonna harvest. I have some tomatoes here. I think these are Cherokee purples. I don't know. They don't look too good. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these. I think I'm going to throw these in the compost. Let's throw these in the compost. But they're definitely getting bigger, so probably get some more out of them. Something's definitely eating up my kale here. This might have to get pulled out as well. This is my hot pepper bed and my cherry tomato bed. My cherry tomatoes have been doing pretty good, but my hot peppers have just been so slow. Like I've been getting some jalapenos every once in a while, but they haven't really been producing like they've produced in the past. I don't know, but I also never planted any tomatoes in this bed. Let's go ahead and pull some of these tomatoes. These are really tasty to snack on. I love cherry tomatoes. And this variety, these are sweet 100s, and they are so good. And they're getting really big, so I think they're gonna produce even more. Pinch off some of this basil. Wow, look at this turmeric. It's really taken off. And so has this ginger. I can't wait to pull some of those out. So in this bed here, I had corn growing in here and it didn't do too well. So I took it all out and I put some zucchini because I felt like zucchini would grow better if I just put it a little bit lower in the ground, not so much in a bag, so it just has room to spread out. But hopefully I can get some zucchinis out of them. In here, ooh, look at this. Yeah, this kale doesn't look good. This is going to get pulled out. It's definitely been eaten up by something. I do have more green beans in here, which I still have a lot flowering, so I'm going to have another production of them before I take them out. I have sweet potatoes back here. I have more cucumbers growing in here and over here as well. Look at this okra. I definitely need to harvest this out. Let me see, I might need a cut. Where did I throw my scissors at? Up here. All right, so this okra right here is really big. This is too big to eat. Once it grows more than like 6 inches, it gets kind of woody. So this would be a good one to just dry out and harvest the seeds from and use it to grow more okra maybe next year. But yeah, that's too big. But I'm going to save this one anyways. This is a good one. Take that one. So yeah, so tomatoes and bell peppers are doing good. Celery's doing good. Artichoke is doing pretty good. My hot peppers are starting to flower, so hopefully I can start getting a little bit more hot peppers before the summer ends. My cherry tomatoes have been wonderful. My green beans have been great. My zucchini here that I'm hoping to grow, I hope I can get some zucchinis out of that. Probably maybe before the summer ends or into the fall, but we'll see. My okra is doing really good. Let me show you. I have a spaghetti squash that's growing here that I'm really excited about because I've never grown spaghetti squash before. So look how big it's gotten. Whoa, look at that spaghetti squash there. I'm excited about that one. There's another one in here somewhere. Let me see. You have another one hiding in here. All right, let's head into the back and look at the flowers. I feel like my flowers look better right now in July than they did in May or June. I feel like things are settling in and starting to look really good. Look at those Rebecca's, look so pretty. They're in full bloom. And the vincas add so much color to the flower bed. I have some lantana here that are starting to bloom. They're starting to look really pretty. My Gara. I also planted some celosas. And look how big this Cape Daisy has gotten. This bush is just getting bigger and bigger, I feel like, every time I come out here. I've been seeing a lot of pollinators out here, which has been making me very happy. These roses have been blooming really nicely. And you wouldn't believe how much I pruned this rose bush in the spring. In the early spring, I like pruned it all the way down and it got really nice and bushy and got a lot of pretty flowers out of it. I have a dahlia growing here, which I hopefully will see some blooms from pretty soon here, but it looks like it's doing really well. I planted some Gara here, so this was transplanted, so it'll take it a minute to recuperate. Same thing with this rose bush. It was getting a little wild, so I pruned it down, but I feel like it's starting to come back up. Look at those cone flowers. Those are real pretty. I think they're happy there in that spot with full sun. Have another dahlia here. I see some buds here, so we'll get some blooms from here pretty soon. And a lantana just beneath it. I have another rose bush here, and then I have my strawberries here that look like they're starting to wake up. Some more dahlias. It's definitely looking a lot nicer than it did before. Getting a little bit more colorful. This is another Gara that I transplanted. And then look at these roses. These are beautiful. You put some vincas and some polka dot flowers, polka dot plants, and then I also put some cosmos that I pulled from along the back fence line. I thought that'll look real nice once those cosmos bloom. But look at this rose bush too. This one's a really pretty one. This is filling up some more as well. This is getting more blackberry and raspberry vines. But yeah. So back here is where I have all of mostly zinnias and cosmos. And it's looking really colorful and a lot of pollinators are coming through here. But some of my zinnias are drying out, so I had to pull some and I saved those seeds and I'll probably be replanting some more. But look at this. This is some dried up cosmos. And I think I've told you guys before, I know I've mentioned before that you could actually save the cosmos seeds and harvest the flowers for more seeds. So you just find ones that are like really dark and kind of burnt off and you pull those. And right now it's kind of hard to do it just because it just rained and everything's pretty wet out here. But once they're dry, you could just save the heads right here. You can just pull these off and dry them like on a cookie sheet or something, or if they're already dry, you could just throw them in a brown paper bag. But things are looking really nice out here. I'm actually really excited. But I will probably be pulling some of these out and planting some more because it is July 19th. So I have till probably the end of the month to go ahead and plant some more zinnias, cosmos, and sunflowers, which I'm actually going to do in a little bit. I'm going to plant some sunflowers and some pumpkins and some corn. But yeah, and I got some really big sunflowers growing right now. Look at how massive the sunflower plant is. I think I got a little carried away with tossing around all the sunflower seeds because I had a lot more germinate than I expected. But that's okay. It's pretty. I like it. So this is the area here that I kind of cleaned up and I put more soil down here. So this is where I'm going to be planting my corn and pumpkins. So I'll show you what kind I'm going to be planting. The pumpkins that I'm going to be planting, these two kinds right here. And this one is going to be ready to harvest in 80 days and this one in 90 days. So that puts us at like the second or third week of October. So I need to plant these ASAP so that I have them ready for before Halloween and before Thanksgiving. Also this corn here, I'm going to get these planted in, and this one right here, this is a double sweet variety. This will be ready to harvest in 75 days. And this one right here, which is like an ornamental corn, this takes 110 days. So I won't have this in time for October, but it'll be ready probably at the end of October, early November. So I could use these to kind of decorate the table or whatnot. I don't know about eating them, but I thought they were a really cool variety to use for ornamental purposes. Actually, this is all for ornamental purposes, except for these are probably the only ones I would eat. But even these pumpkins, I'm growing these pumpkins for ornamental purposes. I've never actually eaten these kind of pumpkins. But yeah, I thought it would be really cool instead of having to go out and buy them and just grow my own. So I'll show you how I do this. These want to be planted about a ½ inch deep. So I'm going to put these along, maybe they'll be in the front and some along the back because I'm going to put corn in the middle and I'm going to put some more sunflower seeds down so I can get some pretty sunflowers for the fall. Look at these seeds. Not sure if you could see that, but look at that's a funny looking seed there. But yeah, we'll get these all planted out. And I'm going to put some like spacing in between them. So they're going to need probably about at least 3 feet because it's going to vine quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and plant them right here. I should probably put 2 just in case. Here, I'll put another one next to it and then I could go back and thin it out. Okay, so I'm gonna put some of these in, but I'm not gonna do all of them. I'm just gonna do a few because I already planted so many. So I'll probably do just this much. Okay. Okay, so now we're on to the corn. And I am going to plant this corn a little bit further back because it's going to be harvested a little later. Whereas I'll put these in the front because they'll be ready before these. And these are planted about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So I'm probably going to go to like maybe like right about here. All right, so you can kind of see where I threw them down. Okay, I'm not sure if you remember on my last post, I harvested some sunflower heads and saved the seeds, which I actually have right here. And I'm just gonna go throw some more sunflower seeds down there because it'll look nice. Sunflowers and pumpkins and corn. It'll be a really pretty aesthetic in harvest. So I left this whole area kind of exposed, so I see where I put the seeds down, and then I'll cover it up once I throw down the sunflower seeds. But you can kind of just see where I put the seeds. Kind of spaced them just a couple inches apart. I'm just going to toss in some of these sunflower seeds. And actually, there's no room here. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to go back here. And I'm just going to use my foot. Hopefully the birds don't eat them. Okay, so that's good there. And I'm just going to cover everything up. Man, let me tell you what a relief that was. I've been wanting to do this a few weeks ago, but I had to today because I wouldn't have them to harvest in time. It would be too late. So if you're in Zone 8B and we are in late July, you still have time to plant some more zinnias, cosmos, and sunflowers. You also need to get your corn planted, your pumpkins. Also, if you have cucumbers or okra, now would be a good time to go ahead and just direct sow them because it's still warm, so it won't take long to germinate. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated and show you how everything looks once it starts to grow. So we'll see you next week. Bye.